hit the one that's supposed to take over. Okay. No. Okay. Welcome to Sports for the Blind. This is an interview with Katie, a foster mom, and she's visually impaired. And if you have any questions for her, just go ahead and throw them up on the screen, and we'll get to the questions. Okay. So, Yuke, do you have any questions for Katie to start off?
Well, how about a little proper introduction? Who is exactly Katie? And why is she here? How is she related to Sports for the Blind? Of course, we got a million questions. We're going to be here for 5 hours, Katie. I hope your iPad's plugged in.
It's plugged in. I can't guarantee anything, but it's plugged in.
Uh-oh, what happened?
We're good. We're here.
You're good. My computer's being goofy.
Well, in the meantime, Takara says hello from Columbus. She's from Ohio. Carrie Long says hello from Los Angeles. Debbie McCabe says hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Just out of curiosity, on a side note, Troy, are you trying to reach the HAPS challenge? Or are you?
No.
Okay, are you done with the HAPS challenge?
I'm done with the HAPS challenge this week.
Oh, okay, so you're done.
I'm done this week. Yep.
All right, awesome.
Okay. So, Katie, let's go ahead and let's just ask, what is your vision? And when did you find out about it?
So I was born with retinopathy of prematurity, which is a detachment of the retina in the back of the eye. I am kind of a unique case because my retina reattached after birth.
Oh.
I just have a whole bunch of scar tissue in my eyes, so I only see out of bits and pieces of it, and it makes a full picture. So I've been blind since birth. I was born at 5.5 months and weighed 2 pounds, 2 ounces.
So you were a preemie.
I was, yeah.
And so in terms of vision-wise, do you see in percentage? Do you see anything?
I do. I actually see people, colors, shapes. I can't really make out facial features very well. I have very limited depth perception.
Okay.
And I have light sensitivity.
Got it. So when you head outdoors, are you usually just in sunglasses, or you have like a cap? Because I know like Troy likes to wear a cap.
It just kind of depends on the weather. Honestly, if it's sunny, I'll grab a pair of sunglasses, but I do better on cloudy days, ironically enough.
That makes sense. And you also live in Washington?
I do, yeah.
Oh, okay. And how did you come to know Troy?
So Troy and I were coworkers at the lighthouse, and yeah, we became coworkers, and he steadily became a friend, and I got to know him pretty well just through working relationships, and eventually through a really good friendship. So.
Hi, Bannerman is here, and he says hello. So, your coworkers at the lighthouse. What is the job description at the lighthouse?
Pretty much everybody there is a production worker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do manufacturing.
We manufacture 70 some odd wall boards, 10 different types of easels, the entrenching tool, the shovel that goes in the military's backpacks. We do that. We do the litters. We do 3 types of different litters, which the litters are the stretchers for the military. But production work is production work. I mean, the bosses tell you where to go, and you go onto a punch press, which everything is blind friendly. You have to, there's 2 buttons that you have to use on every machine so you don't get hurt, and there's lasers and all kinds of different things to keep
very safe work environment.
Yeah.
So is it like a full-time 8 hours, your traditional 8-hour shift?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like a literal lighthouse.
No. No.
I was like, what kind of thing? How much work can you do at a lighthouse? It's a lighthouse. It's very vertical.
No. No. We have in our facility we
Crazy.
have about 75 people working there.
I was like, do you stand at the top and see the ships coming in? What are you doing
No.
over there?
We're over in the kind of the desert area over here, so even though we get snow, but
Got it. So Katie met Troy, your coworker. So you met him at work,
Mhm.
and Randy
so
Horton.
I'll
Randy
just
Horton.
let me kind of explain how we met. Okay, so she was going to school, I believe, and then she heard about beat baseball. So she came to beat baseball, and she was doing beat baseball with us. And then she started working at the lighthouse, and then she married my best friend, and then he passed away 3 years ago. And then she no longer works for the lighthouse and does foster parenting on her own now.
I have so many questions, but before I get to my questions, Randy Horton gave you a Buy Me a Coffee award and a Buy Me a Donut award.
Oh, thank you, Randy. Appreciate it.
So, gosh, I have so many questions. Okay, so you met at work at the lighthouse doing production.
Yep.
How long have you guys known each other?
It's 2014.
2014. Okay, that's a long time. And you met Troy's best friend.
Yeah.
Was it love at first sight?
A lot of people say it was. It was not quite that way. But we hit it off pretty quickly. Yeah.
What was the first thing that really stood out to you? Like, wow, like this guy's amazing. What was it?
Oh boy, I don't think I've ever been asked that question.
Was it his voice? Was it his tone? What I mean,
say his work ethic, because he like just I don't know. Yeah, I would definitely say probably his work ethic, and we're there to do a job and get the job done. So he was just nice.
he was a hard worker.
He was, and I had just gotten my first guide dog not too long before I started there, and he was an experienced handler, and so he kind of showed me the ropes of managing a dog and a work schedule all at the same time. So
And
that's
how
kind of how we clicked.
how did you decide at that point in your life that it was time for a guide dog? What made you?
So I had been wanting a guide dog for a really long time, and I didn't have a whole lot of family support. So I kind of just went against my family when I was in college, and got my first guide in 2012. And I always wanted that type of independent lifestyle. I was tired of always running into obstacles with a cane, and people always say a cane is an obstacle detector, a dog is an obstacle avoider. And dogs open up so much more conversation. They're a big conversation starter. And for somebody who was nervous to start conversation, it was a great way to like meet friends and things like that. So
Like a nice icebreaker, right?
yeah.
So Troy, what was your first impression when you met Katie at work?
She was just a youngster. I was already there for 5 years, so I showed her a lot of the ropes, and along with Ryan. Yeah, it was just we just hung out a lot after work and stuff like that. And
Taught me how to build
Um,
wall boards.
what was that?
You said you taught me how to build wall boards.
Yeah. Like I said, we build 70 different kinds of wallboards. So each wallboard is a little different, but they're mostly the same.
And Debbie wants to know, what kind of dog do you have? What kind of guide dog do you have?
So I've had two. My first one was a female black lab, and
Oh,
the
beautiful.
second one was a female yellow lab named Madison.
So a black lab and a yellow lab.
Yeah.
Got it. Willie Rosado says, hello all. Vince Guzman says, hello from Alhambra. That's California.
Hello.
So tell me about, I heard you say the name Ryan. Tell me about who Ryan is.
That's my best friend, her late husband. So he might get a little teary-eyed, but anyway, he's a good guy. He so they went to foster parenting classes together, and they got their foster license together, and then they got a foster kid in beginning of October.
Yeah, so we got our first kiddo about the third week of October. After spending several months being licensed as foster parents, because we were the first blind and visually impaired couple in the state to become licensed foster parents.
Mm.
So at about the third week of October, we got our first placement. And 5 days after we got our first placement, Ryan passed away unexpectedly due to a massive heart attack.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
So
How long had you guys been married?
14 months.
14 months, just a little bit over a year.
13 months.
13 months. And Troy, how did you meet Ryan?
I met Ryan at the Lighthouse as well. He started working at the Lighthouse over in Seattle, and then he transferred over to the Spokane facility when they opened up in 2008, and I started in 2009. So he was already working there when I started, and then he basically showed me the ropes, and then we became pretty tight friends at that time. Then yeah, it was a roller coaster after Ryan passed away. I mean, Katie didn't have anybody. She had her foster kid. I had to help her make some decisions about some of her household stuff because it just wasn't feasible for her to have some things in her life that she had.
Yeah.
So
Troy was a huge support for me after Ryan passed, and still continues to be. I didn't have any family in town, and Troy really looked out for me. He, it was definitely a really hard time, and it was such an unexpected time.
Well, I'm so sorry for your loss. Takara says, oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. So sad. And Debbie McCabe says, I'm so very sorry. Much love. Willie says, sorry to hear that. And Willie also said there's a lighthouse in Miami, Florida.
yeah, there's a lot of them around in different states, and each one does different things. We do office products. There's one in San Francisco, I think it is. I don't remember. I think it's San Francisco, and they put toilet paper into baggies for the military.
Mm-hmm.
There's one in San Antonio that does the uniforms for the military. There's one in Arizona that does, I don't know what they do. They do all kinds of different things as far as I know. So each facility, they're not owned by the same organization. So
Mm-hmm.
One I work for is the Seattle Lighthouse for the blind, and they have 3 facilities. They have the one over in Seattle, the one here in Spokane, and then we have one down in South Carolina. One's a new one. That one's only like a year and a half, 2 years old. And
No,
then,
it's older than that now.
is it? I don't know.
Yeah, because they opened up that facility when Ryan was still alive.
Oh, okay. Well, 3 years ago. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they do down there, but we make some parts and we send them down there and they do whatever with them. I'm not exactly sure what they do. So each facility does different things. Over in Seattle, they do injection molding and other stuff, and we do the office products. In South Carolina, I think puts together the litters that we make.
I think they also
Parts
do
for-
like the canteen bags too.
I think they also do the bite valves.
Mhm.
As far as I know, we used to do those, and they got shipped down there to South Carolina.
Takara says, yeah, we have one here in Ohio too. And Willie wants to know, where is the one in Arizona? Do you know, Troy?
It's around Phoenix.
It's around
I'm not
Phoenix.
exactly sure, but I think I've heard it was around Phoenix or in Phoenix. Not sure.
Well, you could probably do a search, Willie. I'm sure you could probably find it online. So Katie, do you play beep baseball?
I tend to play catcher when I do play. I actually am involved in a lot of the other sports, not so much baseball, because ironically enough, the blindfolds give me really bad anxiety.
Oh, okay.
So I actually am really involved in some of the other sports that we do.
What other sports?
I'm very, very heavy into the bowling. Bowling is kind of my thing.
That's your thing. All right, so we need to know your best score now.
A 163.
What the heck? 163. That's on a good day I could not bowl that.
And then I'm really into the cross country skiing.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I enjoy the rafting. And I help out with, the baseball team and stuff. I am kind of a part of it. I help a lot with other players.
Gotcha.
So a story about our rafting trip that she went on. We were in one of the boats that hold I think it's 12 people altogether, not including the person on the back. So the captain, so we had 6 people on one side, 6 people on the other side, and we got stuck on a rock. So we have, it's like five visually impaired and 5 volunteers basically that are fully sighted, but we got stuck on a rock and we were kind of sideways, kind of on like this on the rock, and Katie was on the downside, and I had to pull her up to get the boat to come up on that side so it would get off the rock.
I really didn't want to fall into the water. It was cold enough that day.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
That sounds cool. I've never been. I think I would be a little too scared though.
It's not really bad. It's like almost like a river float. When we go, it's not white waters.
Okay. And everybody's in life jackets and everything, right?
Oh yeah.
Helmets? Do you
No,
guys wear helmets?
no, we didn't have helmets.
No, we didn't.
What if you fell over and you knock yourself on the head on the rock?
Thankfully, the waters weren't that rough.
Yeah, the waters aren't that rough.
Oh.
It's not very deep. In places it gets deep, but not too bad.
Gotcha. All Secure is here. All Secure, his name's Michael. He's here and he says, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
If you guys have any questions for Troy or for Katie, you guys can go ahead and ask, or if you would like to cam up and ask if that is easier for you, because I know that there's other people that are visually impaired as well. And who is hooked up on Twitter? Who is it me? Is it me? Am I multi-streaming over on Periscope?
I might be. I think I am.
Okay, well, I am too. So, yeah, I just see a comment that was a little inappropriate. We don't need to read that one. We'll just get right past that one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's me. It's me. I'm gonna go ahead and mute that user. So, Katie,
Yes.
you help out with beat baseball. You enjoy river rafting and but foremost bowling.
Yes.
What other involvements do you have with Sports for the Blind? Do you do like all the fundraising and all of those too?
I was a lot more involved with the fundraising before I had a kiddo, because I was a part of Sports for the Blind before I fostered. So I kind of have to work Sports for the Blind into my fostering stuff. So I try and help out when I can. I try and attend as many fundraisers as I can. And I give my input to Troy on various things, whether he asks for it or not.
I think that's just being a woman, though. Can I just say that? No one's going to get mad at me for saying that, right?
The way it is.
But when Ryan was alive, we were very, very involved with beat baseball. We hadn't started too much with bowling then, but Ryan was very active and very good at beat baseball. So we were at every Saturday practice, and I usually helped escort, players on and off the field, or I'd keep score or various things. So it's kind of hard to be on the baseball field without Ryan anymore, but I try and help out when I can.
Right, understandably so. Steven Silva says hello from Boston. Nancy is in here as well. That's Nancy, I believe. Willie Rosado says, I am visually impaired too. So tell us about Ryan. Very specifically, tell us something about Ryan that Troy may not know.
Well, I think I know everything.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You do not know everything.
Well, except for the sex life, I don't know. But
oh my God. Okay. PG-13, please.
Yeah, I know. I believe that's honestly probably true. Because Troy was best friends with Ryan for so long and
what
Ryan
about
talked to Troy all the time. So.
What about like if he has a tick, if he has like this, this pet peeve? I mean, you got to have something that Troy doesn't know about. The way he chews his food, something. Troy's going to be like, what? I never knew that.
I don't think anything's going to surprise me because I already know most everything. I've had to tell Ryan some stuff that, just isn't appropriate. But
yeah, that's true.
We'll just leave that there.
We'll just leave that alone. But anyway.
So about fostering a child, how long do you foster for?
Depends on the child, depends on the case. My last kiddo I fostered for 18 months, and it was a year ago today that he returned to family.
And are they a certain age that you can request, like no babies or no teenagers?
I actually am licensed, so you can license for 0 to 18. I personally am licensed 0 to 4, but I tend to take infants.
Okay. I would imagine that fostering would be difficult because you make that emotional attachment and then you just kind of want to keep them. Can you, is it possible? And is it unusual to foster and then to eventually possibly even adopt?
No, it's not. I've had several friends that have adopted from foster care. But I guess it really just depends on the nature of the case. I mean, if you don't get attached and your heart doesn't break when these kiddos return to family or return to relatives or however the case may go, then you're not doing your job as that foster parent, because you're
Right.
stepping in to be that parent for these children,
Right.
and you invest your heart into these children,
Oh yeah.
because who else is going to? You're their voice, you're their advocate. So
Right.
if you don't invest yourself into these kids, nobody else is going to.
Right. Oh, Michael says that is so sweet. I wish I could foster. My dad was fostered as a child. And Let It Be says hello from Reno.
It is all anybody can foster,
And
really.
Debbie says God bless you.
Thank you.
I don't know if I don't know if I have the patience to be fostering a child.
I'm done. No more kids for me. I'm done.
It's not
Grandkids
for
are fine.
everybody, but everybody can always help foster kids. That, you know, by simple donation, by calling your local CPS office and saying, "What do you guys need? Do you need school supplies? Do you need diapers?" They're always in need of something. So even if you don't foster, there's always a way to help the fostering community.
That is true, you guys. Definitely. So Troy, you've known Ryan for a long time.
Yeah.
How, I mean, I don't, you know, I don't even know, I don't even know how to ask these questions because, you know, I know that it is still very raw and very open, you know.
For me, the more I talk about it, the easier it is for me personally.
Okay. Debbie, there's a lady in here. Her name is Debbie McCabe, and she is going through the same thing for about 2 years now. She lost her husband to
So sorry
cancer.
for your loss.
And you know, every time, even though it's been 2 years, I know that the wound is still very open and it's still very fresh. And so it's difficult, you know, when I talk to Debbie, because especially because there may not be, you know, from the sounds of it, there's not a whole lot of support. You know, family isn't, you know, always around. Friends are not always around. So it makes it a little bit more difficult when you're kind of on your own. And that is the case with Debbie, and I think that's the case with you as well.
Well, I think Debbie, I think she has a family here though that supports her on Haps or where Periscope, wherever
if I
she
can be
is.
of any support to her, I am more than happy to be of support.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Debbie has she has one daughter, and her daughter is actually in the UK, and you know, besides her husband that passed, she's just kind of here by herself, and she lives all the way on the East Coast in Maine. But we have become her Haps family. We were her Periscope family, but now we're her Haps family, and it's quite a cool little group over here on Haps. I don't know, Katie, if you
Not
have
familiar
an
with it.
account,
No,
but it,
I'm not super familiar with it other than what I hear from Troy. I don't have a lot of
I
time.
just told her that you guys
what have you?
are. I just told her that you guys are all.
What did you tell her? He left out
Yeah,
the
he
part
did.
that we're all crazy over here, but that's all right.
Well, it's all good. Everybody's crazy in their own way. So,
No, Nancy, no.
so what was your question that you wanted to ask?
Well, you know, what is, I know you're still grieving. What do you feel like you need that would help you? Because a lot of people are going through what you are going through. And I always like this question because, you know, the past is the past. We can't go back and we can't bring anybody back, but we can help each other along to heal. And everybody's healing takes different forms. So what do you personally feel you need that would help you, that maybe me or people that are eventually going to be catching this replay, you know, it could resonate. There's something that you could say that could very profoundly resonate with someone else.
Are you talking to me or to Katie?
To Katie.
Okay.
Losing losing a spouse, whether that be your husband, whether that be your wife, you're losing your other half. And mine and Ryan's time was short, but we tried to live every day the best that we could. We were both believers. And he helped me through a lot. And I think the best thing that you can do for somebody who, if you know anybody who's lost a spouse, is just check in on them. But not, you have so many people who check on you those first month or two after that person has passed. And then everybody goes back to their regular lives because their lives haven't changed. And you're left sitting here going, well, what about me? I remember asking Troy so many times, what about me? What am I supposed to do now? My life's changed and I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost a lot of friends when Ryan passed, unfortunately, because they were friends with Ryan. Really. So I think one of the things that people can really do is just check in on that person, but not just immediately after it happens, but continue to check on them through that first year, even through that second year, because sometimes that second year, at least for me, was so much harder than the first year because you're not numb anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sitting here and having to make all of these quick snap decisions. You've had time to process. You've had time to go, they've been gone a year. I made it through the year of firsts. But now I got to go through the year of seconds where I'm feeling all of these emotions. And I don't know how to handle those emotions because they're all new because I didn't feel these last year. And I remember that there were so many people who just quit checking in on me. And I wasn't okay. And that was hard because just a simple text saying, hey, I'm thinking about you. Or a simple phone call or a voicemail saying, hey, I've been thinking about you and I'm praying for you. Or you're in my thoughts. Or do you want to grab a coffee? Do you just need somebody to sit and listen?
Mm-hmm.
Simple things that mean so much to that person. And they may tell you no. But I guarantee you the fact that you took that minute or two to make that effort to reach out, they recognize it. And it means the world to them because they weren't forgotten.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we just lost Troy. Brenda says hello. Debbie McCabe, who lost her husband, she understands. She says then they forget, and basically, all she wanted is just to call them, to call them. And Takara just gave you a bunch of purple hearts. And Michael says, bless your heart, sister. You will be in my prayers.
Thank you.
Gail says, I lost my husband of 49 years 7 years ago. And the first year I attended grief share groups, which helped me tremendously.
Yeah, same here. They were a huge help for me. Yeah.
Okay. Did Ryan have any siblings?
He did. I am very close. He had 3 sisters, and I am very, very close to one of them. I keep in contact with the other 2, but I'm really close to one of them.
Very good.
And I'm still very close in contact with his family.
Oh, very good. Debbie says, let us cry if that's what we need.
Yeah, I don't like to cry.
Sometimes though, if you're having a lot of emotions that it's just too overwhelming, you just need to cry it out. Yeah. But really, like what you say, I said the same thing about Thanksgiving and the holidays, especially Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day when, it's so notorious for people getting together. And then there are those that don't have anywhere to go. They have no family. And sometimes I say, if you have the heart and you can open your house to one person that you know is on their own on Thanksgiving Day or on Christmas, call them
Yeah.
and just say, come over. You have to come over for dinner. Don't even give them a choice. You just say, you are wanted. You need to come.
I remember Ryan's favorite holiday was Thanksgiving.
Oh, was
Never
it?
eat enough at Thanksgiving.
It's all about the turkey sandwiches the day after, though, isn't it?
Right, but he was always the last one at the table to finish a Thanksgiving dinner because he was cleaning everybody else's plate.
Oh my gosh.
And Thanksgiving was it was his holiday. It was his favorite holiday.
Was it the food and the gathering?
Yeah. Thanksgiving we'd spend with his family, who he didn't get to see very often because they didn't live near us. And so that was really his favorite holiday, was the gathering and spending with family and catching up with his nieces and nephews. And
where are your Thanksgiving holidays usually held? At your house or at his, at his mom's, his siblings' house?
So we kind of did two. So we did do Thanksgiving with Ryan's family at his mom's usually. And then usually the weekend after, or even the weekend before, we did Thanksgiving usually at our house with my family.
So I think that's cheating because it sounded like you had two Thanksgivings.
Well, of course, who doesn't?
Can I ask for two Christmases?
Well, we won't go there, but yeah.
Is that pushing it?
Depends on who you ask.
And Debbie says, same with me. My sister-in-law is here for me. The holidays are the hardest. Yeah, it's for Debbie, it becomes really difficult because her husband passed away 3 days after her birthday, and her birthday is correct me if I'm wrong, Debbie, but her birthday is, I believe, is it 3 days after Christmas, Debbie? And then her husband had passed away, and so Christmas time becomes an extremely difficult and emotional time for her. And it's been over 2 years, and I can't say I know how you feel like, because I've never gone through it, but definitely December 26th. But definitely, from talking to Debbie, I can feel, how you feel. It's almost like it's just an open wound, and you're just trying to find your way. And it's kind of like, where do I go now? What do I do now? What now? What's next?
Yeah. I have 2 times a year that are the most hardest for me. One is October, when he passed, because he passed the day before my mom's birthday.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And so October's just really hard for me. And then the summertime, spring and summer, but primarily summer, are hard for me too, because Ryan lived on the grill.
Mm-hmm.
We grilled every day, pretty much. Anything he could think of, we would try and grill it.
Roadkill.
And what he would do, he didn't use tongs. He used his fingers to flip the food and fill the food and all that. And yeah, I was like, dude, isn't that hot? Yeah. That's how he did it, as being blind. So
Debbie says that her birthday is December 26th and her husband passed on December 28th. And you just kind of feel lost. Willie says, you got this. Nancy says, missing the hugs and talking with each other, having the best friend partner to watch a good movie with. I know it's been 12 years. And the laughs together, making the coffee and realizing after no one there to give it to.
Yeah, I'd say I miss that companionship.
Definitely.
And that person to talk about your day with at the end of the day.
Definitely.
I miss sharing the fostering journey with him. Yeah.
So when Ryan passed, and how does this affect the foster child? Does the foster child understand?
So
Hmm.
my kiddo at the time was 15 months old, and he didn't. He was with me for another week before I had him move to another home.
Mm.
And then in the spring of 18, I relicensed as a single foster parent
Mm.
because we had worked too hard to become licensed to let all that hard work just go to waste.
Mm-hmm. So you wanted to continue in honor. It's also in honor as well, yeah?
Well, and I was adopted and a foster kid myself, so it was something I had always wanted to do. I just never quite pictured doing it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
But these kids have helped me through the last almost 4 years. It's been 3.5 years since he's been gone. And these kids have given me a new purpose. They've
Mm-hmm.
given me some direction.
Mm-hmm.
And they're what helps me get up in the morning.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, to look forward to what are they going to do next, and then to kind of ride along in this journey with them, and then to have them just have this unconditional love too. Debbie says sending some big hugs to you.
Sending you hugs too, Debbie.
And Michael says this sounds like God's perfect plan for you. You know, Michael is he's not like super religious, but he has a lot of faith. He has a lot of faith. Michael, would you like to be invited up? I sent you an invite, Michael. So what next? You know, what next? And what can, besides us, friends, family, calling in, checking up on you, and just saying, hey, what are you doing? Hey, you know, I found this new restaurant. I want to take you to check out this new restaurant. You know, definitely you need more of that.
Yeah.
But what else? You know, what?
No, I'm just going to pop in real quick. I think that, I mean, she has a lot of friends, but just for if she was to get HAPS, let's just say, because right now she's on the guest account right now, but if she was to get her own HAPS account, I believe that she would have a lot of friends that she can talk to through HAPS that will support her. And I mean, Space Gal, Alicia, she's narrated or whatever you want to call it, reads the comments. You read the comments. Brandy's read the comments to different people. So the support on that for the visually impaired on this app is really good. So even if she was feeling bad at a specific time and night or day or whatever, if she was to go live on HAPS, I think she would have a friend right then and not have to worry about texting somebody and waking somebody up or whatever may be the case, calling somebody or whatever.
Troy knows I don't like to bother people.
So, but you when you're on HAPS, you go live and then people come in. So you're not bugging them.
Well, I don't understand. I mean, you have Troy's phone number. I say you just call him any time of the day that you want. I mean, I totally gave you permission to do that. Just be like, 4 o'clock in the morning, can't sleep. Hey, ring, Troy. I'm bored. Tell me a story.
Yeah, she has my number, and I even on my do not disturb, when I put my do not disturb on, I have my kids, I have her and Terry and um, Terry's kids on there, and my granddaughter on there. So anybody that calls, even if it's on do not disturb,
Right.
I get a text or call or whatever,
Yes.
it goes straight through without any.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I feel special.
See, we uncovered something that she didn't know. Takara says yes, definitely. In regards to Katie possibly getting a HAPS account, and Debbie McCabe says someone would be here for her. I would be here for her. And then Takara says, me too.
Me three.
Oh, and here is those of you that do not know Michael. This is Michael. He is from New Jersey. His username is All Secure. And how did you get the name All Secure, Michael? Can you just very briefly explain that?
Yeah, when you ever look at your alarm keypad and you would arm it, it says All Secure. That's where I got it from.
Mm-hmm.
So Michael does security cameras.
Got it. Okay.
Got it. So Michael, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm just kind of saw your little Periscope pop up, because otherwise I see the HAPS email if I check it, and I saw you guys were live, and Sports for the Blind is on. It's like, I love you guys, so let me come in and say hi.
So have you met Katie?
I haven't, but hi, Katie. Sorry to hear about your hubby.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know the details, but my heart's with you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, her hubby passed away how long ago now?
October 29th, 2017.
So did he have
2017 of
the
October.
COVID? Was it the
No,
COVID?
it was a massive heart attack.
Oh.
He was only 36 years old, and he kept giving me crap because I smoked cigarettes. And he kept giving me crap and kept giving me crap, and then he goes ahead and dies before me.
Yeah, I told Troy, I said it wasn't supposed to be that way.
Hell.
Well,
He'll
listen,
give
man.
some crap now for smoking cigarettes.
my brother passed at, it's going to be coming in this Easter, is going to be 7 years. So he died on Good Friday 7 years ago. And I got a call at like 2 a.m. from my sister-in-law, and he died in front of the children, in front of everyone. And he has same thing, massive heart attack. And traumatic as it is for us to go through that, and for the children to see that, it's horrible. But again, our hope is in beyond this place. So as much as we can take the positive out of the negative, but
he was holding our first foster placement, and that was the first time our foster placement had fallen asleep in his arms.
Oh shit.
And he had been sick, and so I was out of the room for about 90 seconds to call my mom, and when I came back, Ryan was gone. It was that quick.
Well, you said you were a believer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so your heart is secure.
Yeah, there was a lot of anger, but over the last few years I've been able to kind of let that go, and
Okay, well,
know that
I said you'll be in my prayers. And we pull for one another, we help one another. You've been a good part of pulling people together and putting that positiveness into the world. You know,
I tried, but I'm gonna tell you, man. If you're out of line, I'm gonna crack the whip too. Don't make me sound like I'm too nice, okay?
Listen,
I got an image I gotta uphold here, Michael.
You just do you. Just be you. Do you. Don't change. Don't let nobody change you.
And Kevin, California boy, says hello from Sacramento.
Sacramento.
Hello, Kevin.
Isn't she?
I've been
trying to get peanut sauce from you for years. She says, no, never.
Yeah. So the funny thing, it's not Katie, you don't know, but my parents my dad's passed away now, but my mom is still alive. My mom's in her late 80s, and both my parents are professional chefs of Sichuanese cuisine. So growing up, every day we came home from school, it was like, what do you want to eat? I don't know, what are our choices? And mom would be like, just go look at the menu. And so every day it was like gourmet Sichuanese food. Of course, you know, we took it for granted, and all I wanted was pizza, hamburger, and tacos and cup of noodle. That was like the love of my life was cup of noodles.
Cup of noodle?
Yeah,
No.
because you have to remember, see, we were not allowed to have any of this bad stuff. Right? It was like, that's not good for you. You eat Asian food. You eat, you know, the home cooked food, right? You eat the stuff. And the day that I got married, the week after the weekend, went to Costco, bought two cases of cup noodle.
Yes.
And it was breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I was like, I just want cup noodle. I just want to be overloaded with MSG.
You know what's funny though, because Yuke's mom, she was telling the story like when her mom goes out, she'll like sneak all this food she's not supposed to have, and I'm sure Yuki's not too far from the tree. He probably does the same thing at times at, you know, at In and Out or wherever she goes.
And it's terrible because, you know, you really should be eating like, you know, bad fatty fast food when you're young, when you're super active, you're running around doing this, doing that, right? Well, mine's kind of opposite. So I'm like, oh dude, I'm gaining all this weight, and you know, I'm old now and it's hard to take the weight off.
Gosh,
I
you're old.
like, I just want junk food. I'm like,
Even
ooh,
though you have 4
Yeah.
buttons.
half a bag of potato chips for lunch. Oh yeah.
Okay, check this out. So I like the ramen noodles too, right? But here's what I do. I'll make 2 bags of it, and I won't even use that sauce. There's this Peruvian cheese sauce that they put on. It's called huancaína. It's like they make it with
Yeah.
cheese and crackers, and they blend it. So I put that into the noodles. It's almost like a noodle mac and cheese.
Ooh, that kind of sounds
Wow.
good.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
it's
so
really good.
listen, I'm totally gonna broadcast this. You could take like cheap, like 99-cent noodles, and you could totally doctor it up into like semi gourmet. Like, but you have to know how to do it. I gotta go in and broadcast this one of these days.
Okay.
Yum.
Takara
Really?
says,
Yeah.
I like ramen noodles, but not so much cup noodles. Yeah, I add cheese and hot sauce to my noodles. Yeah, well, okay, I don't know about cheese.
Yeah,
Cheese
that's
and
that sauce.
noodles?
It's spicy cheese Takara. I'll send a picture one day. I'll show you what it is. It's like a spicy Peruvian cheese sauce.
So speaking about food, Katie, what was Ryan's thing on the grill? Like, what is he just always grilling that is always like a staple?
Oh man.
Like, what is it always just like steak? Like, oh, Friday steaks, or like what was his thing?
Troy, help me.
I would say steak and then hamburger. Or
yeah,
vice
I'd say steak
versa.
and burgers. Yeah.
Hamburgers. Okay, have you ever had a Juicy Lucy?
What is it? Juicy Lucy.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Oh,
Juicy
That's
you
a
guys,
carrot.
you don't know. You guys, you don't know
Wait a
what a
minute.
Juicy Lucy is?
Hold on a minute. Don't say that, because I dated a girl in high school and we called her Juicy Lucy. So just put that in your brain bank, all right? All right?
Wait,
So,
what?
yeah.
Oh man.
Why was
You
she?
need to know that.
Why was she called Juicy Lucy?
We just for the kids making, but she was really hot. So,
Oh Lord, what a bunch of immature
Wow.
kids!
we were
What a bunch of
kids.
immature boys!
Oh gosh, come on.
Oh
Boys will be
gosh!
boys. Hey,
Oh gosh!
listen, I went to Catholic school when I was a kid, and the girls used to pull the boys into the bathroom to kiss them. So there you go. Good luck with all that.
Oh, he's spilling all the secrets now.
That's okay.
Willie Rosado says, Katie, if you get a Haps account, I'll support you too.
Yeah,
Aw,
Katie.
You guys are making me like seriously consider it.
It's really fun. We have a really fun group here. There's a lot of like variety. Like, you know, if you're into like politics, you can go listen to those channels. If you're into food, there's people that do, you know, cooking shows. If you're into just like general chat, they'll do that here. If you love just music, you know, from pianos to singing artists that have their originals. You know, we
Troy set me up an account then.
Yuki's pretty good at getting people to do things too. She got me to
No,
play the other day.
what?
She said, "Come
No
on, come on, just do it." You
Yeah,
can do
Michael
it."
doesn't usually cam up, so
Yeah.
it makes him feel guilty, so then he has to cam up and stuff like that.
Yeah, see that? And believe it or not, one day I might even show my face.
One day.
For a special occasion.
We
Don't
saw
know.
your face. We saw your face. It was in the reflection of the of your refrigerator.
When?
Aha! Aha! Aha!
I'm gonna have to go delete those things.
Debbie McCabe says, Katie, please come to Haps and our family. Yeah, Michael doesn't like to show his face. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's part of the name where it's he's all secure, right? He's supposed to be like security thing.
I just did it because I was like, who wants to see me? Yeah. And if you saw me, you'd be like, wow, it looks like Bruce Willis.
Well, see, the thing though, Michael, is that now you better like look like Brad Pitt because you've made it such a mystery.
When I cut my
Had
hair,
you just come on the camera and be like, here's my ugly mugshot, then everyone would have just been like, oh, this is just Michael. But now you're just like, oh no, I'm top secret. So then eventually when you do go live and you show your face, they're going to be like, you are not what we had expected.
That's okay. Listen,
we thought you were going to look like Bruce Willis.
I just need to find one woman. I don't need 25 women. I just need one, okay? So one day, the one woman, when I show my face, she'll be like,
you want to be polygamous?
You're it. That's it.
That's it.
Fine.
So the whole mystery, this whole mystery is there's a plan behind it.
So on Haps, Katie, there's everybody around the world, people in Japan, everywhere. Australia, there's a lot of people broadcasting from a lot of different places, a lot of different times. So there's always somebody on Haps. That's what I was trying to get at, is then you don't have to feel guilty for calling somebody. You can come live and then invite somebody, and then they can be talking to you and reading the comments for you as well. Just like I invited you, and you invited Michael. That's how, and then they come up, and then you can talk to them face to face, or you could just not put anybody on screen or whatever.
And you can have up to 8 people that actually is on video, like a video chat. You can see them. Some people are not comfortable showing their face. So like Michael, he's just showing his TV screen, or he'll show, whatever, his kitchen, whatever he's showing. Some people actually don't even like showing anything. So they'll just cam up on a black screen. But what's really cool is, with any social media, really, all this live streaming is, when during what we called, your normal hours here in the United States, you get people, like Takara, she's in Ohio. You get Debbie, she's in Maine. Kevin's in California. Michael is in New Jersey. You get a lot of the United States, but then, you get later on tonight, if you stay on long enough, you'll get people from New Zealand, Australia, like Grant from Australia will be coming in. You'll get people from the UK coming in. You'll get, Louise Poppy from New Zealand. You get, a lot of international people coming in, and it's kind of cool. And you're never really, anytime you want to kind of check in to see who's live, there's always someone live.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool. And it's a relatively cool platform in that there's many reasons. Number one, it's kind of new, even though they're not really new, but the launching of it, for them to have this growth, was within the last 3 months, and technically the platform is still in its beta stage. But what makes this community a lot different than, say, like YouTube Live or Instagram Live and all these other platforms is the employees are very much hands-on over here.
Oh, that's cool.
So if there is we call them trolls, basically someone that comes in and is like, oh, your hair is ugly. Oh, this, oh, I hate your shirt. Oh, why'd you do that? If someone, we call them trolls. So if there's a troll that come in, and it becomes a problem, the employees. A lot of the times the employees are here and they'll take care of it. And there's a guy from Chris is from Massachusetts. Chris, his username is Chris Blade. Chris Blade just said hello.
Hello.
Hello, Chris. So anyway, do we have any more questions? Because I know you got Thomas out there,
Yeah.
and I think you're listening for him right now.
Yeah.
So who's Thomas?
That's her kiddo.
That's my kiddo.
And how old is Thomas?
I can actually not say.
Okay. Are
Oh,
we
no, I
are
can
we
say-
allowed
no,
to show a
no,
photo
I
of
could-
that?
I could give his age. No, that'd be okay. He's 17 months.
17 months. Willie says if Troy, Jesse, me, or Sarah can do haps, you can do it too. I think that's to Katie.
Okay.
So, is it okay if I showed this photo of Thomas in his orange jacket?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
So this, you guys, this is little Thomas. Is he a redhead?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
I have a nephew that's a redhead. Oh man, he's a
Curly head,
handful.
redhead. Yeah.
So do you think after fostering, how many kids have you fostered so far?
He is my second one.
He's your second. Okay. So it's not like you've fostered like 10 of them.
Oh, no.
It's cool, but you have the
He's
heart for it, and that's
adorable.
awesome.
Thank you.
Kevin
was a
says
woman-
pick.
There was a woman in one of the churches I was going to. She actually took on special needs children, and she had, I think it was like 40 something at one time. And they all
Wow.
helped one another.
God.
And she was just, it was so amazing, this woman and the children she raised. And then they would have like these little pool parties with all the kids. They would hang out, and we go to my friend's house, and he would open his house to them. It was just amazing, and how all these kids just gelled together, helped one another. And it was just like, it was awesome to see like this woman's heart. If somebody didn't want their kid, she would take them. She would, I'll take them. And how this woman was an older woman and she did it, it was unbelievable. So
That's cool.
yeah, if you see stories like that, and it just encourages you, you know.
Big hearts, man. Big hearts.
Stick together.
Debbie, in regards to the photo of Thomas, Debbie says, he is a cutie pie. And Takara says, oh my goodness, too cute. And then Chris Blaze says, so cute.
Thank you.
So cute. I don't know. I don't know how you do it, Katie, because I mean, if I fostered, I'd be like, no, I'm keeping him. Sorry. I would just adopt. I don't for me, I don't think I could ever foster and then just be like, okay, here you go, go fly away.
I don't think you knows this, but I used to be a foster parent with my ex-wife.
Mm-hmm.
We fostered, and it was not easy giving up the kids. Yeah, it was, and I didn't like the rules of the state, because back then it was they can come knock on the door at 1 o'clock in the morning and come do an inspection. Now they have
See, and
24
it's not
hours.
like that now. Things
And
have
I don't-
changed some, so
I just didn't like it back then, because they can come in whenever they wanted, even though I own the house and all that stuff. They could come in whenever they wanted and do that.
I guess for the kids' protection, it's kind of, surprise.
now they
inspections.
schedule them, and so that you can be home and things like that. So I mean, they may say like, hey, we have to do a drop-in visit. Are you going to be home on this day between like these hours and these hours? And they
You
can
got to
come
have the
anytime
gift, though.
between then.
You got to have the gift. I open my back door, and there's cats looking at me going, you got some food? I'm like, I got no food for you. I can't even take care of those stray cats that come by the house. I'm going to take care of a kid.
It definitely takes a support network. It absolutely does. I have a wonderful support network between friends and family. I have a great support.
Got to have it.
Yeah, awesome. Debbie says, I would want to, in reference to fostering kids, she says, I would want to keep them all. That definitely I don't know. I would be like a little too emotionally attached, even if it was like, forget like, people, which you would be more emotionally attached to. But even like if I was to like foster a cat, I would be like, no, after I foster a cat, that cat, I gotta adopt the cat. But I guess it's a personality thing, and it's you got to have that big heart to love and to provide for this child, to try and give them the best, and then hopefully give them some tools and some knowledge, and then you just kind of got to let them go and let them fly and learn on their own.
You just kind of got to take peace knowing that you gave them a good foundation why they were with you, and you hope that they remember those lessons that you taught them if they're old enough.
Right.
Would they ban me if I taught the kid how to play poker?
Yes.
Oh.
Did the answer come out fast enough for you, Michael?
He'd be really good at Texas Hold'em.
Can you imagine?
Learn how to play poker. He'd be doing all his math.
Can you imagine Michael fosters a kid? The kid's like 17 months old, and then all of a sudden,
I got you at poker.
Yeah, the kid, she sends him back, and then the kid's got this deck of cards, and it's like, hey guys, let's play blackjack.
I got you. Let's play. No, I don't play Duck Duck Goose. I play this.
Well, listen, I did a video of my little nephew, and he was I put a golf club in his hand. He was 3 years old, and the kid was really good. And one day I'll share the video, and I'll let you can bring it up and see this kid swing at 3 years old. He's 18 now, and he doesn't really play anymore. But man, this kid's swing was better than Tiger's at 3 years old.
That's awesome. Really? That's cool. No, they probably wouldn't frown upon you on that one.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Playing golf, but not if he was gambling. Yeah. Not if he was gambling on the course. No way.
I got a funny story about this little kid. Parents, every parent is so different when it comes to snacks for their little kids. So I was at the hockey rink one day, and there's this little boy. Oh my God, you just want to gobble him up. He's so cute. And he's watching me eat these mini M&Ms. Okay, they're not they're mini. They're tiny, teeny tiny, right? These mini M&Ms, and he's looking at me, he's smiling. And then and I'm like, would you like an M&M? He goes, yeah. And I'm like, oh, you gotta go ask Dad. So he goes to ask Dad, right? He's like, Dad, can I have an M&M? And the dad says, you know what he said? He says, yes, you may have one.
One?
And I'm like, one? Is that like an M&M Nazi, or what is this? What's going on? One? And I thought, well, I want to see where this is going to go. And I'm like, okay, here you go. Pick a color. So he picks yellow, right? He gets a yellow one. He's like eating and eating. And I thought he was going to be like looking at me like he wants another one. But no, he was just like, okay, that was like the biggest treat of the day. I got one mini M&M. And I'm just like, dude, if I was to foster a kid, I'd be like, here's a big old giant Snickers bar. Have at it.
I like being a grandparent. Thank you. I've already grown up. My kids are pretty much, grown up, and that's it. I can give the grandkids back and say, here you go. I spoil them enough. Now you get to take care of them.
Yeah, been there before.
Terry's over there at Katie's watching Thomas right now. So
yeah.
Oh, cute. So Katie, what do you think? What do you think about maybe signing up for HAPS? You don't have to even go live. You can just sign up for an account and then just go watch a few streams and just be like, well, this is kind of cool. This person's kind of cool. This channel. Maybe, you'll
have Troy set me up an account.
Sounds good.
If you ever need support, just come on. We'll all chat it up and help each other out. And,
Yeah, we're real good at that. We're real good at helping each other out.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Duke Stalker's the maestro.
Nah.
Yeah, come on.
Nah. So Troy, you got any questions for
Yeah.
Katie here?
Do I have it? I know all the answers. So
No, you don't. You think you know everything about her. You don't.
I'm pretty sure I know a lot about her. Maybe not
Katie,
everything, but
Katie, shock
pretty
him.
close.
Come on, Katie, shock him. What does Troy not know about you? What's your what's her favorite color? Troy, what's her favorite color?
If you get this wrong, I'll be
it's
really
usually-
sad.
What?
Said if you get this wrong, I'll be really sad.
Well, it was purple at one point.
There you go.
Purple?
Yeah.
Purple. Oh, that's so funny because Takara in here has been throwing up lots of hearts, and all of her hearts are purple.
Aw, yay.
Aw.
And Willie says you can use a screen reader if possible. Kevin says, I am still here just cooking fish and making salad for dinner. Thanks for sharing, Kevin, for making us all hungry.
Well, thanks. I just had some grilled chicken and some Girl Scout cookie.
So today, Katie, they had a what was it called? Soup Saturday. So different broadcasters went live and made soup in hour blocks. So they made it from scratch and made their whatever soup they were making.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like a soup train, basically. You know, they have like a soup train, or they'll have like a dessert train, and people, broadcasters, just get together. I don't understand it at all, and I want no part of it, because it's like, why are you making soup when I don't get to have it?
Right? Yes.
It's like, great, thanks for making that amazing, delicious soup, and I will have no part. I'm not even going to be able to taste it.
Yeah. And then like last week they had the International Women's Day. And yeah, there's just all kinds of different things on here that happens, and it's
That's
fun.
cool.
And some of it there's drama, and most of it's not, but
That's cool.
And Space Gal is here, and she says hello from Titusville. Titusville's in Florida.
Hello.
so you're gonna have to get going soon, Katie, or not?
I do. Yeah, I need to get my little guy to bed. He's been sick all
Oh.
weekend.
Oh,
Oh, well, thank
Well,
you.
you can just drop off if you want, and we can continue and invite other people up if you want. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll stick around for a little bit.
Okay.
Katie, if you got to go, we understand. And
You want us to kick you out? Is that what it is, Katie?
Yeah, because I don't know your app.
bye, Katie.
Bye,
it
everybody.
was really nice to meet you, Katie.
You too.
Okay, you gonna kick her out there, Yuke?
Bye.
Okay, I'll kick her out. That sounds so mean. Okay,
Okay.
Katie, I'm sorry, but you got to get out.
Okay, bye.
Bye. All
There
right,
she goes.
I just booted her. You're going to listen. Sounds good, Kevin. Sounds good. Oh, and then there goes Troy. His internet has been really wonky today. I think he's dropped. This is the third or the fourth time he's dropped. Kevin
I
says,
don't understand this thing because I move my mouse, it takes me back to the login page. So then I have to go back to the broadcast page, and I have to launch the browser again, or launch
Troy,
the broadcast, and I don't know why it does that.
just like, don't touch it.
Well, you saw how big my screen was when I sent that picture, right?
Yes.
Well, I have to move around to see like you, and then me, and then Michael, and then the chat. I have to move around to see all that stuff, and that's
Scott in Vegas says hello, or hi. Technically, he said hi.
Hey,
hi.
Scott.
So Troy, we've been on for an hour and 14 minutes,
Okay.
and we officially have 437 viewers so far.
Okay.
That's cool.
It's up to you guys. If you guys want to go, we can go, and you guys can go live on your channels or whatever.
Why?
Well,
We're hanging with you. Are you going somewhere?
Well, I do. I haven't had dinner yet. I've been baking, and
Oh.
Cool.
yeah, and Michael, I'm going to be baking. I'm going to be baking your cookies and
Yay.
your blondies tonight.
Yay!
I baked 60 cookies last night, and I thought this will be plenty of cookies. I'm gonna have so much extra cookies. And then I looked at Michael's list, and I'm like, and I packed a bunch of orders today, right? And I shipped out a bunch of orders today. And then I'm like, yeah, finally getting to Michael, and I'm like, 20 cookies? I only have 4 cookies left.
Oh man!
So I'm like,
You're
I
lucky.
gotta get back in the kitchen tonight.
You're lucky I only ordered 20.
20's a lot.
No, it's not.
20's a lot.
That'll that won't even get me through a month.
That's
And
two
if I share any, that gets me like a week
pans
and
to
a half.
you. Two pans. You said there's 10 cookies per pan.
Yeah, but okay, so this is what happened.
I'm
No,
increasing
I'm
my
not having
order.
cup noodle. You know what I'm having? Kevin, hubby put in like, I don't know how many pounds, it's probably like an 8-pound pork. So we're having pulled pork for dinner.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's been in the oven for like 8 hours already. It's like low and slow.
Well, then you better go eat.
Yeah, because he asked me, he goes, hey, all this baking that you're doing, I need to use the oven tomorrow.
Schedule it, huh?
Yeah, can I get
So
dibs
he
on
like,
the
it
oven,
was
please?
kind of nice because it kind of gave me a break because that oven has been on for 2 straight days nonstop. I actually didn't sleep yesterday. I was like, I looked at the clock. I was like, oh, damn, it's 7 a.m. and I'm still awake packing cookies. And then
And
I'm
you
like, well,
lose
what's the
another
point?
hour.
What's the point of going to bed for 2 hours and waking up? So I'm like, I'm just going to stay up all night. So Debbie, I was speaking to Debbie last night, and Debbie, when I was supposed to go to bed, I was just printing labels, packing boxes, writing cards, getting, cleaning the kitchen, and then I'm surprised that I'm as alert and functionable as I am.
I get
But
tired
yeah,
just
tonight,
watching you, just thinking about you. I'm tired.
but tonight I gotta bake your order, Michael.
I make it 30 you. Just add 10. It's fine. You're baking already, so it's actually 10.
Okay, you want 30? You want 30, Michael?
Sure, I would go more, but yeah, just do 30. It's fine.
Okay, so this is what I got for you. You got 8 regular checks, 8 spicy checks, 5 milk Oreo truffles, 5 dark Oreo truffles, 8 spiced pecans, 10 blondies, and 30 cookies.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow. Hopefully you're going to put a lot of that in the freezer, right?
No, not at all, Troy.
Wow.
Well, Michael has these I don't know, would you call them like little get together, like little parties where he would just have like people come over, just his friends and stuff. They come over and he just like, he'll just like put all the goodies on the countertop and people just kind of pick at them, and he gives them away too.
I don't have a lot of friends anymore. Nobody likes me anymore.
Really?
Yeah, my neighbors don't like me.
Are we supposed to feel sorry for you or something?
No, I'm
just asking. I wasn't sure.
No, Troy, really, I made my house just convenient enough
Troy!
to have 2 or 3 guests.
That was so wrong, Troy. So what do you want? You want sympathy? Is that what you want now, Michael?
No. So I asked about some of the people that I know. They're like, and you guys know this. If you know me.
Did you see Michael, did you see what Debbie says? She says, oh my God, Michael, I got 20 plus butterscotch squares.
Hey, wait a minute. Did I not get butterscotch squares?
No, you didn't want butterscotch squares.
What are you talking about? I didn't want butterscotch squares.
It's not, you didn't say butterscotch squares.
You
It's
didn't
not
tell me you were making butterscotch squares.
I
Oh
said
my God, you're holding out on me. You're holding
I
out.
was
See, Troy, see how she
Debbie
is?
got 20
She's
plus of
holding
them.
out. Hey, Montreal. Sandy.
Hey, Sadie's. Okay, you want butterscotch squares?
Dude, are you kidding me? Do I want butterscotch squares? Of course.
How many do you want?
I'll take the same as what Debbie had.
What are you gonna do with 20 butterscotch squares?
Don't you worry about what I'm gonna do with them.
I need to know.
What else am I missing that you're cooking?
He's gonna
and you're
give
not
them
telling
to
me?
his friend.
Troy, she doesn't tell me because she's afraid I'm gonna buy it. She's gonna have to bake another 3 nights in a row.
No, you got everything. That's 8 of them.
All right.
Hi, Sadie. Hello, hello. Oh, Sadie. Sadie, let me know if you want some truffles. I know you're in Canada, and I really if it's I prefer not to ship internationally now, like I said, because of the pandemic and it could get held up in customs. But if you want to take that chance, hit me up and let me know. I keep all of my Deb, you said that you were going to share. Remember the young man that comes over and helps you? Remember last time? So last time Deb ordered 20 of these butterscotch squares, and I'm like, what are you going to do with all this? I mean, not that it's any of my business, but I got to know. So I'm like, what are you going to do with all those? She goes, oh, I'm going to give some to that nice young man that helps me. I'm going to give some to this person, give some to that person. And then next thing I know, she texts me and she's like, oh, I'm 3 down already. Oh, I'm 6 down already. And the next thing I know, she's like, I ate them all. I'm like, what do you mean you ate them all? You said you're going to give them away. And she goes, no, I ate all. I'm like, you ate 20. And there was probably more. You ate over 20 butterscotch squares. I don't know if you have milk chocolate. I do have milk chocolate.
I like butterscotch, but I only ordered the cookies. So I may end up buying some squares. I don't know yet.
No, did you ship his out? Troy's out yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, his went out already.
Oh, that stinks.
It's all good.
Deb says, no, I can't because I can't get any more to next fall. That's true. I don't bake around when the weather gets hot. Because it's just a miserable thing, especially if you're trying to ship chocolate too. It gets all melted and it's just sitting there baking in the sun, growing mold like culture, like a petri dish.
Hey, can you kindly apologize to your husband for me for making you consume the oven for another few days?
Oh no, he's fine. I mean, he just needed to make pulled pork. So pulled pork, what he did was he usually it takes about 8 hours for it to break down, at like 8 to 12 hours, depending on how big the hunk of meat is. But it's finished now. So while I was actually broadcasting, he came popping in the door, and he's like, "You want some pulled pork?" And I'm like, "Yeah," but I'm very picky. It's like, this is the husband. This is the husband's definition of dinner. He goes, okay, pulled pork's ready. And I go out there and I'm like,
it's not pulled.
No. That's it.
It's the pork.
It's just pulled pork. And I'm like, where's like the rice? Is there bread? Is there like garlic breadsticks? Where's the vegetables? I can't be eating all this meat. I need fiber. I gotta go make doo-doo later. I need vegetables. Where's my vegetables?
Okay, TMI.
I need vegetables. Listen, I gotta have a healthy digestive tract.
No, listen, let's not talk about pooping and talk about my butterscotch squares. No.
Oh God.
Anyways.
Anyway.
So Troy, you had dinner already, I assume. Yeah, it's 8:30 almost.
Yeah, I ate earlier. About
what you have?
4:30 or 5. Just went over to Albertson. We got the chicken strips and some Joes.
Oh, nice.
Hey, is there a Longhorn by you?
feeds 3 of us. So yeah, we're
Yeah,
good.
nice.
Troy, is there a
Easy.
Longhorn by you?
No, Longhorn is a restaurant.
Yeah.
No.
We have 2. I think they're both open still. Longhorn, yeah, we have 2 of them. One's on my side of town, and one's way over about 10 miles away, 7 miles away.
Okay, check it out. If you ever go to Longhorn, I've been going like 4 times a week.
Takara says there's one by her.
Okay, so look,
Kevin worked at
order-
Albertsons for 14 years.
just order the spicy chicken bites.
Spicy chicken bites.
Spicy chicken bites. There's this little boat of chicken, beautiful little chicken pieces,
Mm-hmm.
and I eat it like 4 or 5 times a week, easy.
Are they
It's only
really
$6,
hot?
$5.99.
Are they really hot?
How many?
No, they're just a little sweet, spicy, just like a little spicy, not spicy.
How
Just
many
like a little.
pieces you get? Are they like
Enough.
chicken nuggets, like that size?
They're like they're like nice, juicy little chicken pieces that got a little coating on them, almost like a General's chicken, but not the General's chicken because they're not like all that greasy or coated. But they're just. I get like I eat one, I bring one home, and I kinda
Kim,
pick on
Kim's
them.
here. Yankee
Kim.
woman, Kim's here. Kim, I have your order right here.
What's up,
Kim.
Kimmy?
I don't know. Kim's like, I can't see, damn it.
That's right,
This is-
Takara.
Kim, this is your order. I just finished it.
It's Takara. I'm like Mike Lowry.
Cookies with
Mike
no
Lowry.
coconuts. No coconuts. Just like Troy. Kim, you found your twin. Troy hates coconuts too.
Really?
Yeah.
I tried to drink some coconut water the other day, and I was like, as I'm drinking, I'm going, that's not really like my thing.
I'm not. I don't like the texture of the coconut. The like when it comes from the store and it's still whole. I don't like that. I don't mind the water flavoring, that kind of stuff. But it just, I don't know. The texture of it is not what I like. It's just fine. But
I am
I'll eat it.
so not a fan of coconut milk. Oh my God.
I have a friend, and she's like, oh, coconut makes me gag. I was like, this is why we're not sleeping together.
Okay. So you're gonna go bake, and Michael, you're gonna go do what?
It's 11:30 going on 2
What-
o'clock.
What's
We're
on
gonna
your
lose.
TV screen anyway? Is that us on your TV screen? Because it looks
Yeah,
really
I'm
weird.
showing my TV, and I'm doing some like weird Star Trek kind of stuff, letting it just repeat itself.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cool effect, yeah.
It is.
Yeah. It's like it reminds me of that movie Inception.
Yeah.
And a massage.
Is that us on the TV screen or what?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Very, very small.
Is it? Oh, so you're
Um,
on your phone, which you're airplaying to your.
Yes,
TV.
I am screening.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
I understand.
airplay onto the big screen.
Well, hold
Okay.
on a minute. AirPlay is Apple, and I cannot stand Apple, so this
Oh,
would
well.
not be AirPlay. This would be
Okay.
screen sharing by Android. Get it
Oh.
right, people. See, I've been hanging with you too long.
You know what? We need to just uninvite him, just shut him up.
Yeah, because he's not an Apple person, and well, we're both on Apples, so.
Well, listen, Troy, if I did Apple, then none of my cameras would work. So I wouldn't have a job. Then I
Oh.
couldn't buy all these delicious cookies from you. So
Oh.
sorry.
Yeah,
I
people
need
are
it.
very passionate. People that are Apple users are very passionate about Apple,
Right.
and people that are
Team
very
Android,
like
Kara,
you know,
knew.
same thing
I
with
knew
like
that
the
big
whole
stuff.
IBM, right? You're either PC or your Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the reason why I went with Apple is because like the Zoom and the voiceover is built into the operating system. and on Android or on PC, you have to buy the software to do that. So for a PC, if I was to buy a PC, a Windows PC, it would cost me around $99 a month to have this application to read me the screen, or $1,000 a year to zoom in my screen so I could see everything on my screen.
That's horrible.
So besides the price of the computer, then I'm paying a yearly fee for these apps or programs or whatever you want to call them. So it's like with Apple,
Well,
it's already built in.
If you want to order a PC, I will call Bill Gates myself. I will knock on his door when I'm working at Microsoft in New York and be like, Mr. Gates, can you do me a favor, please? This is wrong. We need to change this.
Yeah, they're getting better at it, but it's not like Apple.
Well, I got to be on an Apple because for graphic design, it is industry standard to be using an Apple. So, I mean, I actually started my career off on a PC because I was a computer programmer. So everything, of course, was PC. And then I went into graphic design, and then everything just became Apple. And so everything that we own is just Apple.
When you were working temporarily for that, almost took that job at the pornography place, were you using Apple?
Well, I never worked for them.
No, when you were interviewing, were you using Apple?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, see, I was back in '95, I went to a programming school at Portland State University. And they said that, it was for disabled and handicapped and blind and everybody. So anyway, I went to that, and they said, "Oh, well, we'll help you find a job and whatnot." Well, I went out. They didn't tell me about this, but I went out to this place and applied. It was a tech support place, and it was a call center. And this call center had a lot of people in it, probably about 1,500 people answering the phones.
Oh, wow.
And it was for like Comcast, Dell, Gateway, Microsoft, HP, 3Com, all these different companies, and we all answered all these different kinds of calls. So at first I was on the Gateway team, and then I went to the Microsoft team, and then I went to the Dell team. Became a supervisor of 300 technicians. But
Cool.
when I went there at first, I did not tell them I was visually impaired. Because I know what happens when they find out that I'm visually impaired. They can't say, "Well, you're blind, so we're not going to hire you." So I didn't tell them. And then after I signed the hired documents, then I told them. So they couldn't get rid of me at that point. But I worked my way up in the company. I was there 6 years. I was making good money, doing all the tech support. I was a supervisor of 300 technicians. In 2002, 2002, they laid off 300 technicians. I was still there, and then they said, "Well, we're going to voluntary layoff for you supervisors, and we'll hire you back in 30 days." I'll take that deal, because I was working all the time, making good money. Took 30 days, and then they said, I called them back, and they said, "Oh no, we're not hiring." Then like 6 or 7 months later, they called me back and said, "Oh, well, we'll hire you as a technician again, but we're going to hire you at $10 an hour." Well, in 1996, I was hired for $10.50, so they were going to give me 50 cents less than what I was making in 96. I said, no, I'm not doing that. So yeah, it was a good deal though. We had a lot of fun being supervisors, and I had a guy on 9/11 call in, and he had 5 Dell computers replaced in 5 years, and demanding that I send him another new computer. And at that time, there's no planes in the sky. He was cussing up a storm, calling me every name in the book. It's like, I'm not sending you a new computer. You've had 5 new computers, one every year for the past 5 years. He was just trying to keep updated, is what it was, you know.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it was a fun time, even though you had some bad calls and stuff, but it was good.
You see all the people that call nowadays, like these phony calls, people trying to sell you stuff. So this guy called me when they call me now when I'm down in my kitchen. I'm like, hold on a second. I turn my amp on and I crank it really loud and I like play Metallica. And then I start playing, and I lower it. I go, hey, how's that sound? He goes, it sounds pretty good. And I keep playing. Just to annoy those people that just call you, those, you know,
Yeah.
it's the funniest thing.
But now
Oh, yeah.
everybody went over to India to get their tech support, like Dell and Gateway and Microsoft and all those guys. They're all over in India,
Pay $100 a week.
and no one can understand when you call.
Yeah.
So that's what another reason I like Microsoft. Another reason I like Apple is when I call, I'm talking to somebody that actually speaks English, their first
Right.
language.
Right.
You know, and when you're over in wherever, let's just say New Zealand or whatever, you know, whatever language that they call Apple, they're talking their language, whatever that may be.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only reason I like Apple, is because I talk to somebody that actually can understand what I'm saying. So
Right.
okay.
Yeah, I get so annoyed when I call some tech support and then they, you know, route me to somewhere in another country and I can't understand their accent because it's so thick.
Mhm.
And then I said, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time understanding your accent. Can I be transferred to somebody else? And they go, well, first of all, I get a little bit of a little bit of grief over it, and then they transfer me to somebody else, and it's the same accent, and I'm like, I
No.
just call back tomorrow, okay? I just call back tomorrow.
Yeah. And that's what I've been having problems with my modem router, and it's the same thing. I get, you know, and I call and, oh yeah, we'll call you back. And so far I've had 3 tickets. I've been calling since January,
Oh,
and I still
gosh.
don't have the thing fixed.
You have
It
Fios?
should
What do you
work.
have?
What's that?
What do you have, Fios?
No, I have Xfinity, but no. The modem router I bought, and it's Netgear. And everybody I talk to is over in India, and they don't understand me. I don't know what the deal is. They keep telling me, "Oh, I'll call you back," or, you know, I've already gone up to a supervisor in the 3rd tier, and we'll call you back, and I never get a call back. So kind of
Jeez.
frustrated.
It is very
About
frustrating.
ready to say, you know what, Netgear, you can take your stuff back and
Yeah,
be done.
get something else. Exactly. That's what we ended up doing with I think it was our router. We were having issues with our router, and I just told the husband, I'm like, I don't got time for this to be doing some tech support for, like, you know, weeks, it seems like. And I'm just like, forget it, just get something else.
Yeah.
My neighbor had a problem with her Fios the last few weeks. Long story short, wound up being on the pole. It got water into the line and it was kind of messing up the connection, but it would in and out. And so out of 30 days, she lost internet 14 days out of 30 days.
Mm.
And then they finally ran a new line, reconnected everything. But like, how annoying, because you're paying $100 something a month for the service, and the Verizon's out in the blizzard, they can't get here. They won't, you know, it's got stuff going on, and you're without your internet.
Yeah,
So,
but that's just uncontrollable. You know, the weather, if it's a weather issue.
yeah, she was having it before the blizzards too. She was just ongoing for the last 6 months, intermittently cutting out, you know, because you get rain, it dries out.
Yeah.
With fiber optics, because it's the little those glass cables. I was working somewhere one day, and the whole north wing of this big convention center went out. Long story short, what took out that whole side of the building? A tiny piece of dirt on the tip of a fiber tip on a switch. We got the whole network.
No, Kevin says, so stay away from Xfinity.
No, she was Fios.
That's the only thing I have over here. That's even, I mean, Quest or what is it, CenturyLink now? They don't even come close to Comcast.
I don't have internet. The neighbor lets me use their internet, and I could pick up their internet from like across the street, like all the way across the street. And my neighbor who has Fios next door, I can't pick up his internet. Yeah.
I don't know. It's really, I'm pretty frustrated at the company, but yeah. Anyway, it's all good. So anyway, okay, you go bake.
Yep. Well, I gotta go have dinner first, and then I'm gonna take a break. And then
I'm gonna go to sleep and dream about my protein cookies.
I don't know if I'm gonna be up all night. I didn't sleep last night, so I might end up just crashing.
You should crash because you're gonna lose an hour or two.
Yeah, daylight savings.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Takara, my new friend.
Takara.
We're like the same, me and her. Android,
Takara,
Longhorn, Chicken Bite.
La la la. We need to come up with a Takara jingle.
Where's Takara from?
She's from Ohio.
Ohio.
Takara. Thanks, Sadie. I will. All right, Troy. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, woman.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Duke.
Hey, Troy, good talking to you, buddy.
Yep. We'll see you guys around, I'm sure.
Thanks, Michael.
Wait. Don't go nowhere.
Oh, Lord, he's going to play the baby shark. Get him off. Get him off the screen. Kick him out right now. Kick him out.
You can get them off the screen. I hear that enough. My granddaughter, that's all she listens to. All day. I went over to their house yesterday and I heard the whole time I was there. Just replay.
It's so
Did you ever listen to anything else over here?
That's all they like.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, you guys.
Bye, Michael. Bye, you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Troy. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.